Happy Tuesday, everybody. This is the Smart Life Club. I'm Vickie Helm, and this is the Coffee Break Show. And I am so glad you are with us today. I see people coming on board right now, and I'm going to, continue talking today. Today is probably one of the most important topics I am going to talk about today. It's near and dear to my heart. Glad to see everybody coming on board. Today is such an important day. Today is one of the most important conversations I'll probably have on this show today. Thank you, everybody, for coming on. I see you coming on. And Lori, Sue, glad you've joined us. And we are going to continue because people will be coming on board on the show. And I want to make sure that somebody tell me, how's this sound? Are we sounding good? Hey, JJ, glad to see you on. Thanks for being here. Today is so important. It's probably the most important show I'm going to have for right now. This is way important, and I want to talk about the future and ways that you can benefit from it and what to look out for. And today is a super important conversation. Now, this conversation came up. Sounds good. Thank you, Lori. Appreciate it. The conversation came up because I was on the phone last night talking to someone, and we were talking about the disruption of AI, or artificial intelligence. Nice to see everybody on board. Nice to see everybody on board. And what happens is we're looking at the ways that it was going to be able to disrupt income production. So everybody knows that robotics and AI are taking over factories, and they've taken over McDonald's workers, and people are looking at how on earth is it that AI is going to unfold? And this is the conversation that we're going to be having today so that you can really prepare for the future. And the future is going to be driven by AI. So right now, I want to let you know that AI is everywhere. You're using it all the time. Right now, blockchain and AI are being used by Walmart. And what they're doing is, you know how we have those recalls that we've had in the past where we're like, hi, our spinach, we have to pull all the spinach off our shelves, or all this certain type of meat because they found some certain E. coli bacteria in the meat. And all of a sudden, Walmart has to take out every single piece of meat. Well, now with blockchain and AI, instead of wasting all that food, they know exactly where the meat came from, exactly what plant did it, and they can remove just that out of the way. So there's a lot of cool things that are happening with AI. But what it's going to really disrupt is the online market. And internet marketers are everywhere, and they sell a lot of how do you do this? How do you do that? And everybody is on the bandwagon of going, this is what I sell. I will teach you how to do a webinar. I will teach you how to make an online business that sells e-commerce products. I will sell you how to, and they charge a fortune. Well, in a little bit, people are going to be able to do it with AI for free. And it's going to nix out the how to sell market on the internet. All of that's going to be dead. All of that's going to be gone. So that's like you're, setting up, I'm learning how to do an online business. I'm learning how to sell people my experience. Well, if you look at it, you're not even going to have to know how to set up an online business. Let me give you an example of that. I think the leader of that right now is ClickFunnels, which is Russell Brunson's company. And Russell Brunson's company is based on helping entrepreneurs get their products and their message out. And what he's done is he's taken the learning curve of all of what used to be just heaps of hours on the learning curve of how to set up a business, knowing HTML code, putting this up, putting a website up, and now he's got it to the point where all you have to do is bring your message in, do all of this. He's got it to where software can write your professional copy. I mean, copywriters gone, no need for them because this software is here. He's now got analytics coming on to his thing, and now it's going to track all the analytics. It's going to tell you where your client is. You won't even have to research or look for your client. Then it's going to help you set up your website. And right now, these are softwares. But pretty soon, it's going to be an AI application where all you're doing is data entering and your whole business will be set up for you. That's the future. The future of that is coming. So if you teach people how to set up their websites, if you teach the how-to market, gone. Anything that is knowledge-based is going to go to AI. AI is going to be the great teacher. If you look right now, there isn't anything that you can't type into Google. Right now, you could type how to do this and bam, millions of answers will come up. So when it gets down to the point where they have all this data already, they already have that knowledge base, and they turn it into AI, will they actually need anything from us? There's only one thing they're going to need from us. There's only one thing that's going to help you find the future, and that is creativity. So let me give you an example of this. Let's just talk right now for a second. Let's just say there are no new kinds of meat. There's just no new kinds of meat. We have red meat, white meat, and fish, whatever fish is. What is that? Whatever kind of meat that is. So we have these three kinds of meat. There's no new meat coming. Whether it's elk or beef or whatever, you're like, oh, that's a red meat. If it's a fish, a crab, or oh, that's seafood. Seafood, that's what it is. And if it's a chicken, there's dark meat and white meat. And if it's pork, there's dark meat and white meat. That's it. So if you look at it, AI is going to say, here is the meat. That's it. Here's the meat. That's all there is. Here's the knowledge base. You cannot sell knowledge in the future and win, because AI is going to be faster, quicker, and better than that. But what can you sell? You can sell your flavors and spices that you work with that meat. So it's the recipe of the meat that is going to be for sale. It's going to be like, if you have elk, here is how I cook it. That means it's your perspective. It's your perspective of that meat that is going to be selling. And people will be, and only for a little while, but because your perspective will be sucked up into AI eventually. But at this point, the future for about 10 or 15 years, maybe 20 years, is going to be about the creative, about your perspective, your ingenuity, your originality, your spices that you put on what exists. And that is the thing that AI can't copy. They cannot copy your personality. Your individuality is the thing that can't be sold by AI. It can't be replicated. You are you. So I'm sorry, this is the wrong one. This one here, this one here. Okay, see, there we go. Now I feel like I'm perfect. Okay, so now what's happening is, as we go into the future, you have to know who you are. You cannot spew out what you know. What you know is irrelevant. It doesn't matter anymore. AI has got what you know to the nth degree. It knows more than you. It's bigger than the human brain. What you know is irrelevant. Who you are is relevant. That's the difference in the future. And you have to get to know that right now, because you have to develop that. You have to get to the point where you are what people are buying. So what happens? People are going to start joining in tribes around, and they have been for a while. I mean, tribes and communities and things around a cause. They're going to come around a concept. They're going to rise, and they have knowledge at their fingertips. The brilliance of Russell Brunson was that he figured out the job was that people didn't have an easy way to get their message out. And he was like, if I could help more people get their message out and make it easier, make that technological learning curve easier, then he would be able, hey, Karen, nice to see you. He would be able to go ahead and make a difference in the world. The question everybody thinks is, we all learn to be skill sets like freelancers. I know how to do graphic design. I know how to do marketing. I know how to do social media. Totally irrelevant You are going to be irrelevant in a matter of years. AI is coming along and it is going to do the marketing for you. AI is coming along and it is going to do the social media for you. That is the future. So what is relevant? You are. And that's the future. The future is that creativity. You have to be able to create content. And or in the meat example, you have to be able to create recipes. Because people are going to have the meat. It's going to be there on the table. And the only thing that's going to be different is your perspective on how to cook the meat. Do you understand that? The future is all about the creativity of being able to create content that is a different flavor, a different message, a different perspective than somebody already has. Now, what is that going to do to the human? We're going to get very creative. We're going to open up a different part of our beingness. We've been relying on our brain and our ego for so long, knowledge base, that fundamental knowledge is already here. It's everywhere on Google. Nobody goes anymore and goes, Grandma, in the olden days, did this happen? In the olden days, it's not going to be that you're going to go to a parent for advice. We go to Google for advice. We go to social media for advice. We are looking around at how the new world is going to unfold. And with AI, it's going to take the how-to and the knowledge base, and it's available to everyone all around the world. There are going to be no more secrets. It is going to be available. AI is going to make things easier for you to deploy your creativity with. That's what exactly the future is. And Russell Brunson snapped that up right then and said, if we're going to help people, we need to help them make it easy to get their message out. That's the beauty of it. Now, the question is, what's your message? And I'm gonna task everyone right now, what's your message? Your message isn't what you know. That's not your message. Your message isn't what you know. Your message is your experience, and inside your soul, that seed that we've talked about right here. So this is why I'm getting more creative. Stand out from the noise. Yes. And you better do that now. Stand out from the noise right now, because you know what? When the world starts figuring this out, competition is going to go way up. Attention is going to go way up. The most important thing you can do right now is find the message within you. Your message isn't what you know. It's your experience and who you are. That is the recipe of you. And your experience and who you are is always evolving and changing and growing. And that's the future, that evolution of the soul. When we get to the point where our message is strong enough, our message is encouraging enough, it will attract the right person who needs you in that moment. Tribes are going to be growing. And people are going to be moving after they've gotten to the point where they've ingested your message. So in a content creation, if you want to be on top in the future, it's not about what you know. It's about how you're evolving as a human being. It's about getting that message, because how you're evolving as a human being, that is the recipe of you. That is your message in that moment. And that message is ever evolving, ever evolving. If you have the same message, like most people, they believe in The Secret, but nobody is rushing to watch that movie again. It's been here, it's done. People understand The Secret. The message of The Secret is out. There are some people who believe in it, some people who don't, period. But the way evolution stands is what is going to help you grow? What is going to help you grow? So I want to look at some other things. I don't know if you know about Byron Katie or Loving What Is, but her message is evergreen. The Power of Now. The Power of Now is Eckhart Tolle's book, or Eckhart Tolle's, whatever you as I say Tolle. His book, Power of Now, is relevant consistently. And it is going to be the evolution or awakening of humanity that is going to lead the future. Jesus's message, evergreen, 2,000 years, evergreen. Those messages are going to be in the future. And the thing is, everyone has a message planted in them. That little seed inside. You won't be able to hide behind what you know or what you're an expert at. AI is going to come along and take it. So I want to tell you something. There are going to be a few places where AI will not be able to help the person in knowledge base. So for instance, if you teach speakers how to speak, if you teach people how to get on stage, you are telling them and teaching them how to be authentic with their message and dig that message out, then yes, you have a business for a while. That's something that AI can't disrupt. You can teach people the basics of how to be a speaker. You do this, here's your speaker sheet, here's what you say, blah, blah, blah. But the essence of who you are is what the people come. If you're an orator, if you're out there and you're talking and speaking, people are attracted to your energy or your message, etc. And you're going to have to say it over and 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 over again. Why? Because the future is all about getting, the future is all about content creation that is, the future is all about content creation that is new. It's going to be fresh. And it is going to be the era of the aha moment. Your content has to create an aha moment day after day after day after day after moment after moment. If you can create that aha moment with your message, then you're going to be able to speak. This is what a speaker teaches you to do. Now, the key thing is there's going to be two jobs in the future, really two jobs, and that is the sale of something and the creation of something. If you can create content, whatever way you create content, now is your time. If you sell a product or a service, you're going to be hustling, hustling, hustling a lot. And there's going to be more competition in that era than in the era of content creation. Why? Because content creation and creativity is bringing out the spirituality in someone. It's not about improving your brain. It's not about improving your knowledge base. It's about improving the message within you. You will have to go so deep in order to improve this and evolve this and grow this and become that message that's in you, that you'll either choose to sell something because it's easier than doing the work of going in, or you'll go in and do the hours you need to hone your craft, to perfect your message, to go there, because AI isn't going away. Hey, everybody, I want to say thank you for being on. I see everybody on. Thanks a lot. AI isn't going away. AI is here to be, AI is here to be of service in a way by making things easier. So it's going to be, the future is going to be about art and creativity. It's an artful future. And it's also going to be about digging deep into humanity. Because what we thought we have been, which is our degrees and our knowledge and our jobs, what do you do? What do you do? I'm a doctor, I'm a lawyer, I'm a dentist, I'm a cook, I'm a this. That's our identity. That is being moved. We even have AI right now. I know you guys have seen the two arms that come out and they're in your kitchen and they make breakfast for you. Just these two AI arms, you tell it what ingredients it wants, it gets it, and then voila, it's done. Well, that is going to probably replace the chef, but it can only create what it's programmed to do. It can't create an original recipe. Do you get the difference? Your perspective, your message, your recipe, the flavor and spices of who you are, that's going to be the future. And the question you have to ask yourself is, can I show up? Can you show up in your authenticity? Can you show up with your message? Are you willing to dig so deep that you will create an aha moment over and over again for yourself and for other? So how do you create aha moments? You have to go to the truth, the deep truth of something. So when you go into the deep truth of something, right now, I think the deep truth comes out in different forms. Like, for instance, I have a friend named Sterling. If you guys, one of the best things you can do is find Sterling Valentine on Facebook and follow him. This guy is a brilliant man. He was famous in the internet world. He got sick, lost it all, and he's about to rebuild it. And he's going to show everybody how he did it. And he's so transparent, so real, and so honest with his message and what he does, then it's worth watching. Ken MacArthur, the impact guy. The guy is, his message is, how do people have an impact? And he can watch and film all day long. This is inspiring stories of people who have an impact in the world. He's got a message that's evergreen. You've got to find your evergreen message and evolve it right now. Right now, it's like the wave is coming and it's building. AI is being implemented, and you can either get caught under the toe of AI, or you can get on your surfboard and take the coolest ride you've ever taken all the way down. The next thing is, please, for God's sakes, stop using debt. Get yourself out of debt right now. Do not wait. If you have zero income and a lot of debt, you are going to be in a bad shape. So we're talking about the next 10 years of being able to go ahead and build a tribe, do something, create a message that stands out, bring out the best of you, find your soul message, get it out there. There are things that are coming that are going to take away the simple knowledge base, how to, this is what I know, nobody cares. Knowing stuff is going to be irrelevant. Now, therapists, and I mean physical therapists, occupational therapists, psychotherapists, all the therapy industries, they're going to be fine. Because what are people going to seek? Human connection. They're going to want to put the confusion together in their head and get it unconfused and figure out how to go forward. Right now, today, we have gotten that. Right now, we've taken a simple look at the future. And so even people that I love so much, the RoboCop is coming. I mean, there's going to be so much AI involved in the future. It's going to be implemented into cars. We're not going to have any truck drivers. We're not, and you're either going to have set this up right now, or good morning, Wayne, it's great to see you, or you're going to be behind the curve. You do not want to be behind the curve on this. So over the next few coffee breaks, what I want to be able to do and continue talking about is getting to the point where inside your soul, that message that you want to have out is the thing that you're looking for. You're going to have to take your art and look deeply at how to make it evergreen. Now, people that I really like, go to YouTube and look at Casey Neistat. The guy's got 10 million followers, and he's just got a basic vlog. And when he gets out there, he makes these beautiful, entertaining things that people watch with a simple message. Gary Vaynerchuk, perfect kind of guy. His perspective is what he sells. He builds the communities. You can look at ways to make money that's artful. The guy went into wine. I think that's so smart, because wine is a recipe. What kind of wine are you making? How do you make it? How does it taste to you? So there's going to be a future that is going to be filled with all kinds of amazing, amazing things. And there's a future that is going to wipe out all kinds of tasks and jobs and income streams. And you need to start moving yourself right now from where the disruption is going to happen to where the opportunities are going to happen. Move yourself from where the disruption is going to happen into the opportunities of what's going to happen. And then begin to build in the opportunities right now. Do not wait. Thank you so much for being here. I want to ask you, if you felt this message was important, please share it out. Share it out everywhere you can. Please share it out. And do me a favor, and like the button down here. Leave me a message. Thank you so much for being on here. This was a big conversation for me. I'm so glad you were here and riveted. And you know what? I'm going to see you tomorrow, because tomorrow's hump day is one of my favorite days. Robert, I see you. Thank you for that. And please share this message out. Invite people into the Smart Life Club. This is the place to be for that transition that's coming up. We have lots of great stuff. My name is Vickie Helm. This has been the Coffee Break Show. I will see you tomorrow at noon Eastern Time, 10 Mountain Time, 9 a.m. Pacific Time. And I will see you then. All right, you guys have a great day. Mwah! Peace out.